Life lesson. Obi Kenyan Sebi, me pesa utie bi. Aha ye ni atem, but you can pass your comment. Wa mu kura we video ba, ye bepe, na de ato a no bi nso atie mu bi. Life lesson with ENWII Papa. Don't waste your time. After subscribing, click the notification bell so that you can get all our videos. Nyaminshira yenkoti.
If you know how to make all kinds of juices, pastries and liquid soaps, don't just prepare them. Mount a table on the street and start selling. You will lose hope and quit the passion. You see, the best way to enter the market with those skills is to seek market validation. Here's how. Put together all your energy, money, and skills and prepare shots of your best juices and pastries. Research for the successful brands in juice products and pastries. Package and brand yours better than theirs if you can. Walk to the shops in your community. Explain the benefits of your product over your competitors in terms of the health benefits, wellness, and price effectiveness, and plead with them to add your products to their stock at no cost, but only pay you back when people buy your products. People normally have the perception that everything sold at the shop is hygienic, of high quality, and it signals people that other people are also buying your product, not only them. Pay regular visits to the shops that accept to add your products to their stock and ask how many have been sold and the reaction from your customers. But be quick to ask the shop owners if they need more stocks or not. If they request for more stocks, it shows that people like your product. You've just begun a juice and pastries company that will be producing and distributing to shops and supermarkets. And the next step to take is to register and take the necessary licenses as soon as possible. Now that you know your concept works and you've got the required licenses, prepare some of your best juices and pastries very neatly in a classy manner and visit places like the basketball court, the recreational parks, and golf parks on weekends in the mornings. People at those places are usually looking for anything fresh and cool to quench their thirst, and that is your best chance to have them to try your product. If they happen to give you a good feedback, you've just discovered a second lucrative market spot for your business. Visit churches, mosques, and anywhere there's a gathering. Mount a very fresh booth with beautiful branding and start selling your product. People at those places usually get very hungry after long prayers and many activities and always looking for something to sustain them for a while. They will easily patronize your juices and pastries if well branded and exhibited. Their positive feedback is a discovery of your third lucrative business spot to place another booth and employ someone to take care of it. Can you imagine how we've just created a well-branded juice and pastries business with 3 outlets providing 3 sources of weekly income? That's what I'm talking about. Acquire skills, but most importantly, sit down and think critically. Come up with ideas on how to make use of those skills to transform your life. Never wait to have excess money before you take action. And don't ever wait for things to get easier before you start. If you are an African staying abroad, thinking of coming home to build a business or to start a new life, don't just come home with lots of money and cars with the perception of raising a huge business. The result may discourage you forever. Usually, when people come home with lots of money, cars, and passion to start a business, they are always in a haste and can't wait to raise the latest business in town. So you pay extra for services to be done quicker for you, thinking that every delay is as a result of you not paying more. When hiring people to work for you, you don't even have time to scrutinize, and before you know it, people would have taken advantage of your vulnerability, and your business starts to fail, and life begins to go backward. Here's what to do. While you're preparing to relocate back home, research on the list of businesses you would love to venture in. And usually, it must be a business that solves a particular problem, and at the same time, it's filling a certain gap in the business area. Allocate some money only for experiment of your business ideas and make up your mind that that money might never come back to you. It is only for experiment. You can now take some few months of vacation and come home to experiment your business ideas. While you are home, allocate some weeks for each business idea and begin to contact people who are into same or similar business in order to gather some data and information on each business idea you have. But never pose as a rich man from abroad, because once you do that, you become more vulnerable and people will no longer be willing to give you the right information for free. After some weeks of gathering raw data and information, commit to your business ideas one after the other by investing some small allocated funds into each business idea one by one, while you continue to gather data on the cost of business and production, which includes capital, assets, liabilities, risk factors, unfaithfulness of employees, profit margins, and many others. Spend some weeks to analyze the data for every business idea you explored, which gives you a clearer picture on how much effort you need to put into each business idea, the number of helping hands you might need, how to address risk factors of the business, how to work with unfaithful people, and the profit returns on each business idea. Don't hesitate to seek help in your analysis. And if you need to do so, we at the Apam Inspires are available to help. When you are done with all of these, go back abroad and stay for some time and return after 6 months or more to go through the same testing process again to figure out which business idea is still viable and profitable after the many months you left. This second experiment will show you how sustainable your business would be if started. Any business idea that cannot last up to 6 months or more is never a complete business idea and doesn't deserve any investment. You can now choose to start the business that survived your absence with a positive data indication. And when you decide to start the business, start very small, even though you might have the money. And don't just usher money to people for them to work for you while you sit back and watch. Human beings all over the world are always looking for the least opportunity to make unmerited gains. After some few months of positive returns on the business, it can now give you a clear signal as to whether or not you should prepare for a final relocation back home. Listen to me. You travel abroad to look for a better life. You can't work so hard in someone else's country for many years, only to make yourself vulnerable for some young individuals in your own country to make fortunes out of you. And that is why this method should be the best tip for your business decisions. If you need deeper information on this subject, my team and I are available for consultation, just a DM away from you. Listen, I know you are very much aware that your current job cannot offer you the kind of life you wish to have. I know you are now aware that your current life routine might lead you into a failed life. And I know you are very certain that something must be done about your life. But you know why you've never taken any move yet? Because you are scared. And you are waiting to figure out a one sure alternative that is so certain before you can feel comfortable to make a move. But you see, most of life's circumstances are neither black nor white. It would have been very easy to choose from. It is rather gray and very difficult to figure out exactly what it will look like until you try. All successful people became successful as a result of one thing: good judgment. And good judgment comes as a result of your experience that is cultivated from many failures in your life. Most of the successful people you see today took very uncertain decisions. Some quit their jobs without backup. Some left home without preparing their back. Some even slept on the street, and some starved themselves and still failed countless number of times. But when they saw subsequent opportunities, they were able to make the right judgment and pick the right opportunities that changed their life for good. You are not able to figure out anything useful in your life yet because you are so scared to lose that little comfort your salary gives you, even though you are very much aware that it's taking you nowhere. You can't imagine being home for 1 month without salary. You can't imagine trekking the streets looking for opportunities you can't even imagine people making fun of you for making a mistake. And the problem is that there are so many of your kind around you who think exactly the same way you think. Tell them you want to quit your job and travel, and they will ask you, what if you travel and you don't get a job? Tell them you want to start a business, and they will ask you, what if the business fails? But you see, life is a puzzle, and all the admiration you see around successful people is a result of the puzzles they've solved after several attempts and failures, which gave them experience to judge well on their subsequent opportunities. So don't just think successful people were lucky to meet one-time opportunity that made them successful at once. They tried many times and failed before they got the opportunity that made you see them. You see, what you don't know is that there's more to learn from your failures than your success in order to shape your judgment on the many other opportunities that may come your way. The question is, why are you even scared of losing something that is not working and cannot even support a good living? I leave that to you.
Obi ke bibi tie bi fa bi to wasum fa bi bo bra